Alrighty, good morning, guys. How we doing? Let me know if you guys can hear me. All good, and then we will get started. Alrighty. Um, yeah. We didn't end up getting any sort of trade last night for any Sunday trade. It was pretty much a flat open. We started grinding up a little bit just overnight. But ultimately, we're still just, starting to flag out here and consolidate. So I would say, we're starting to form a nice bull flag, actually, or some sort of flag, you could say, from 77.24 up to 7,800. That's kind of the current, structure price has been in the last few sessions. And so, while we're in here, nothing is going to be too great to do. A couple of potential trade ideas today. Um, first one being is a failed breakdown of 77.44. That was a low we had at 10 a.m. on Friday. So a failed breakdown here, and then also if we are able to, reclaim 51. So basically a trap here, this 51 level. That is kind of the first failed breakdown potentially on the way down here. The second, which would be a bit better because it would be a failed breakdown of this mode 2 shelf, and that would be a failed breakdown here 77.24. So we do have a little bit of a multi-touch shelf here. So getting a failed breakdown there would be even better. That's potentially one thing to watch out for today as well. Like always, if we do end up selling right through these levels and this little kind of consolidation range we're in, it is pretty empty white space. Yeah, once again, like I said, just last week, same thing, just due to the nature of the rally here last week. The structure isn't that great. It was pretty much a one-way ticket up. So that will mean that, there isn't going to be a ton to do. Probably the next best trade would be at 76.32. So that is one thing to keep in mind if we do sell out of this, to just kind of let it be and let a little bit of a sell play out. Big picture wise, we, like us, since we've broken out here on, essentially the end of July here to start August, you can really, when you zoom out, I mean, we really haven't even back tested really any levels, or really have had any sort of a big sell down since we broke out. It's basically been a breakout to all-time highs, beyond all-time highs now, and then now we're just kind of flagging or consolidating right below the new all-time highs. So big picture, not a ton of movement here the last few days, and so this is going to be typical summer trading here. Hopefully we only have a couple of weeks here. Once September picks up, we will get quite a bit of good volatility again. And it's August 10th. So probably another couple of weeks here more of just kind of slower trading, slower volatility. So best thing to do in these environments, I think I've mentioned a few times, is just set your alerts. You don't need to be watching every tick. It will probably drive you crazy, and maybe may even lead to you just putting on dumb trades. So just set your alerts for the high quality areas you want to engage in. If the alerts go off, start watching and see if we can get that momentum, right? That's one thing in these conditions we definitely want to see with ideal failed breakdowns, is you want to see a failed breakdown be preceded by, a good elevator down sell. So it's not a slow sell, but it's a bit of a fast sell. We sweep the level, preferably, quite quick. It's not a big drawn out sweep, but it sweeps and reclaims quite quick. And then the momentum through the level is, just very evident, that it makes you want to jump in. So if we're not seeing those conditions, then there's no need to engage in anything. So that is the game plan for today. and kind of a little bit of the bigger picture of where we are potentially heading into this week. So we'll see what we get today. As always, we'll be in the Discord. If anyone has any questions, we can talk it out through there. If not, we'll chat tomorrow.